Okay, so here's an example using the cylindrical shells method. So here's the setup. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. I just did it, wrote down the information that was important. But it says, define R as the region bounded above by the graph of f of x equals 1 over x, and below by the x-axis, and on the interval from 1 to 3. And we want to find the volume of the solid of revolution formed by revolving this region R around the y-axis. So in this case, we're going to use the cylindrical shells method. Okay, so now, just to get an idea of what this thing looks like, again, you graph this thing. Okay, so we know 1 over x looks like this. And so we want to go from 1 to 3, right? So we want to go from 1 to 3. And so this is the region we want to go around. And again, what do we want to do? We want to go around the y-axis. Okay, so now this is what I would sketch. So now I've got an idea, right? So again, our rectangles are going to go parallel to the axis of rotation. And so to use the cylindrical shells method, I'm going to use the formula. Right? And now looking at my picture, I know that it's going to be the interval. And again, I'm going to pull out 2 pi, right? So I'm going to pull out my 2 pi, because that's a constant. And then I'm going to go from 1 to 3, right? So my shell, my rectangles are going this way, moving this way. And so I'm going to what? What's f of x? F of x is 1 over x. So I'm going to get x times 1 over x dx. Well, here's the cool thing. X times 1 over x is just 1. So what am I going to get? I'm going to get the integral of 1 from 1 to 3. Oops, don't forget your 2 pi dx. Well, when I integrate that, I'm going to get x. So I'm going to get 2 pi x evaluated from 1 to 3. And so guess what? I get, 2 pi times 3 minus 1, which equals 4 pi. So the volume of the solid of revolution is 4 pi units cubed. Okay, and here's one for you now. And again, always sketch a graph if it'll help you. Doesn't hurt. I find them always to be helpful. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to define R as the following region. So the region bounded above by the graph of f of x equal to x squared, below by the x-axis, over the interval from 1 to 2, and we're going to revolve. So they want you to find the volume of the solid of revolution formed by revolving R around the y-axis. So again, we're going to go around the y-axis. Okay, so that'll be yours to work on. And as always, reach out to me if you have any questions.